Hey guys, so I was in my study yesterday and the Lord, He showed up. He always shows up, right? He's so amazing how He speaks to us. But I wanted to share this with you guys. Let me get there. So this is still, I've been doing a lot of videos on Luke 8, but it's actually one of my favorite chapters in the gospel. Luke chapter 8, we all know the story of when the man possessed by legion, which are many, he comes to Jesus and he's like, what have we to do with you, Jesus? And Jesus rebukes him, asks his name, and then rebukes him, and he sends the demons out into the pigs, and then the pigs, they run off the cliff and into the lake or river, whatever it is. Later on, the former demon possessed guy, who is now healed and in his right mind, he asked to go with Jesus because Jesus is leaving, because the people of that city, after they were told what happened, they wanted Jesus to leave. Of course, Jesus isn't going to force himself on anybody, so he left. Before he left, though, the man that was demon-possessed that he healed asked him, he begged him earnestly to be with him, but Jesus sent him away. He said, go back to your home and tell all that God has done for you. And so he went off proclaiming throughout the town how much Jesus had done for him. And I always found that a little peculiar. Why Jesus, he has 12 disciples, yes. And he said, follow me, and they followed him. And he's got several others that follow him, like physically. But this man in particular, he says, no, stay here, go back and just proclaim what God has done for you. And I've always found that a little weird, like why would Jesus tell this man that? He wanted to follow him. And then the Lord amazes me. This is what came out whenever into paper, what comes out. Had the former demon-possessed man stayed with Jesus, he would have done a huge disservice to the town that witnessed his demon possession. Instead, Jesus tells the man to stay and share his testimony of what God has done for him. We are to be the salt of the earth. If the salt gathers all in one place, how will the pepper, the darkness, see God's work in our lives? Our testimony should speak volumes for those in the darkness that saw us one way and then see us a whole other way. That change they see is Jesus. That's our testimony. Our testimony shines the light of Jesus. How did you overcome that addiction? How did you get through that awful time that should have broke you? I'm glad you asked. It's Jesus. It will illuminate their world, and that's when curiosity begins. I believe there is no mistake what Jesus spoke of earlier in this same chapter. Let his light shine. Because earlier in this same chapter, Jesus says, no one, after lighting a lamp, covers it with a basket or puts it under a blanket. I'm skipping down a little bit. Whoever has more will be given to him, and whoever does not have, even what he thinks he has will be taken away from him. And I actually did a video on this, so go back and check that out, because the Lord revealed some amazing truths to me in that as well. So anyways, I just wanted to share that with you guys. I hope that blesses you guys and encourages you guys, that just like, and I'm just going to say it because it came to me and I never wrote it down, but I should have. I might just do that. But as I was writing this down yesterday or the day before, we are to be the salt of the earth. And just like when you go and season a steak or a piece of chicken, you don't just put salt on one place on that piece of chicken, because it's going to be too salty. It's going to be, the flavors are going to be way off, right? We are to be the salt of the earth. We're to scatter out and be that light, so others that are in and living in darkness, that are of the world, that are of that darkness, will see the light of Jesus. We are to shine the light of Jesus. Show that radical love of Jesus, that same love that Jesus shows us and we don't even deserve. Love y'all. God bless.